The current generation of the Endeavour has been in India for a while now, and it's been one of Ford's more popular products. Now, it's the only real SUV on offer from Ford despite its illustrious portfolio of SUVs globally. But over the years, the Endeavour has lost some of that popularity, and that's predominantly because of the new, more contemporary SUVs in our market now. Well, Ford have readied the new Endeavour. How much of an improvement is it? Well, we're here in Thailand to find out exactly that.
Upon first glance, you can't put your finger on one particular that makes the design of the Endeavour unique, but put it all together and you have a handsome, imposing and contemporary SUV that looks like it was designed decades after its predecessor. No longer is it boxy, the angular straight lines have been replaced by gentle curves and sculpted contours. Ford calls it a medium-sized SUV for some reason, but in the Indian context, it is a full-blown 7-seater. Ford intended it to be very capable off the road, as you shall see in the due course of this video, and so the overhangs are short, it's got generous approach and departure angles and ground clearance as well. Even the long wheelbase doesn't eat into its breakover angle too much. The striking 20-inch wheels that you see here might be replaced by 18-inch ones in India, and I hope I'm wrong because that will take away a lot from the brawn of the design. But you know how it goes in India, right quality rules. On the insides too, the Endeavour is almost unrecognizable from the earlier generation. It's every bit modern, well put together, with soft materials and ergonomics that you'd expect from a luxury SUV. The infotainment unit features a large touchscreen and the second generation of Ford's proprietary user interface called Sync. The steering wheel is optimally sized and clad with functions, but inexplicably can only be adjusted for tilt and not reach. And when you have grab rails on the driver's side, you know you're in a vehicle that's meant for some serious off-roading. The Endeavour's got some thoughtful additions to the second row as well, like a 3-pin plug point for all kinds of chargers and dedicated climate control. The seats in the second row can be adjusted for both incline and reach, which lets you play around with space, of which there's loads. And when you fold both the second and third row flat, you have storage space of about 2,000 litres, roughly the size of a one-bedroom apartment in Bombay.
Now the car that we are driving is the all-new Endeavour. It looks nothing like the old Endeavour, and despite the badges, let me assure you, this is the Endeavour. Now, the reason, again, for the badges is, let me tell you, Ford makes some really lovely cars, but their spelling is just atrocious. I mean, they're spelling an Endeavour with an E and a V and an E and a R-E-S-T. That's way off. Now, jokes apart, Ford haven't been able to register the Everest trademark name in India, which is why they will persist with the Endeavour. The engine options available with the Endeavour are a 3.2-litre 5-cylinder diesel engine along with a 2.2-litre 4-cylinder diesel. Now, internationally you have an option of a 2-litre turbo petrol, the EcoBoost engine as well. But India is not going to get it. India is predominantly a diesel market. So you can expect these two diesel engines along with the options of a manual and an automatic gearbox. Now, essentially the Endeavour is a rear-wheel driven car, but you will also have the option of a 4x4 as well.
The 3.2-litre diesel is the flagship engine, since not only is it more powerful, but it also gets the full luxury, comfort, convenience and off-road package. But the gem in the new Endeavour is the 2.2-litre engine, which feels much more refined and linear. Don't expect it to punch above its weight. Instead, what you'll appreciate is its smooth, uncluttered approach to urban driving. The 2.2-litre diesel also gets the options of a 4x2 drive with its rear wheels powered and a manual gearbox, so those inclined towards fuel efficiency can also have it their way. In fact, the manual gearbox is even slightly better to drive.
The feel of this automatic is very un-Ford-like. Now, it is a torque converter, but in function it feels like a CVT, and by that I mean it just doesn't have that go to match the grunt, kind of like the rubber band effect that you get in CVTs. But Ford do claim that this is one of their best automatic transmissions. Maybe this particular marriage in the Endeavour with the Duratorq engines isn't really the match made in heaven. Now, thankfully, when this car comes down to India, there will be a manual option available as well. And if you are a driving enthusiast and you're all going to drive your car on your own, please choose the manual gearbox. Now by nature, a body-on-frame or a ladder-frame chassis cannot really match a monocoque or a unibody construction when it comes to on-road dynamics, and by that I mean if you throw it into the corners, there will be a fair amount of body roll. If you brake hard, there will be pitching, but if you get used to this vertical movement, they've done a fantastic job with the damping. So while it might not glide over the potholes of bad surfaces, it most certainly won't crash over them.
The Endeavour has an electric power steering as opposed to an assisted hydraulic system. Now, while it lacks the sort of feedback you get in a hydraulic system, it makes up for with better NVH levels and an improved sense of precision and confidence compared to the previous generation Endeavour. And then there's its capabilities when the road ends. Now, while the off-road course we trundled through was fairly meek, I can confidently say that there is a lot more that the Endeavour is capable of going through.
Now while a body-on-frame might not be the best setup for on-road dynamics, it is when we get off the road that the Endeavour truly comes into its own element. The Endeavour features a terrain response system which is very similar to what you've seen on Land Rovers as well. What it essentially does is it makes off-roading very simple and easy for complete novices as well. Now for the experts, in addition to the terrain response system, you also get a 4x4 with a transfer case and low ratios, and you also get a diff lock, along with electronic aids such as hill climb assist and hill descent assist.
There is also a ton of safety features on board like traction control, stability control, roll stability control, 7 airbags, ABS with ESP and more. And from what Nigel Harris, the managing director of Ford India, claims, most of it will be available to customers in India. What may not be available are features like lane departure assist, adaptive cruise control, and some other features that would raise the price to astronomical levels.
Well, pay no attention to this because this is the all-new Endeavour and it's a huge improvement over the previous generation. You can't even compare the two. Now it remains to be seen how this new Endeavour stacks up against other SUVs in the segment, including the new Fortuner when it's out. But until then, I think Ford has brought the Endeavour back with a bang.